Alright boys, we are finally back once again here with our NHL 24 Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. This is episode 20 for all you fine people out there. My exams finally finished up as of yesterday of recording this video. For you guys it will be 2 days ago, and I gotta do a quick little talk here. So obviously in the school year I'm unable to make as many videos as I would like, but as my summer is now starting, I'm thinking that I want to try to put out 3 videos a week for you guys. So my tentative plan right now, again, I have to confirm with work and other things like that and get my life in order a little bit here, but my tentative plan is to make videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for you guys. So 2 videos of GM mode a week, and then 1 extra video of a playthrough that I want to do in that week as well. So I'm going to be continuing the Spider-Man playthrough, and I'm also going to be continuing the God of War Ragnarok playthrough after I finish Spider-Man, just because I left that to the wayside. I didn't forget about it, but the NHL always takes priority on the channel. So that is the very tentative plan. I'm going to have to set it up with work and other things like that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that is my plan going into the summer. So you can expect, at least for the first couple of weeks of summer, a video on Tuesday, a video on Thursday, and a video on Saturday. So that's the new schedule. So if you guys want to follow along, Tuesdays and Saturdays are going to be GM modes. Thursdays will be a playthrough of my choice. But enough of that garbage. Let's get you guys caught back up on the series. So in the last one, we only simulated, we simulated about 20 games or so, because I stopped us at the halfway point and then I stopped us again before the trade deadline, because I had to ask you guys the question. You know, a lot of people were asking for Alexander Texier in the last one, but we couldn't get that to work. You know, we offered them a first, we offered them prospects, we offered them more draft picks, and they just didn't want that to work. So instead, I paused the video, I went through everybody's trade block and then everybody's actual players that they have who are like bad teams who would want to sell off. And we got some answers from you guys in the comments as to who to go out and get. The team as a whole, we were looking okay. We're 32-19-9. We have 73 points in 60 games. So we're sitting, you know, fairly comfortable in our division, but we do have a pretty stacked division there, with the Blues at 72 points, the Avalanche at 70 points, both only 1 and 3 points away respectively from us, and they're both in wildcard spots. So I guess the Pacific is looking a bit weak this year. It looks like it, but our division is tough as always. We kind of have a monstrous division with the Wild, us, the Stars, and the Avalanche, and then obviously the Blackhawks are our kryptonite. So of course we don't want to see them in the playoffs ever. But either way, looking at our individual scoring before I jump into those comments from the last one, we have Mark Scheifele at an 84 overall leading the team. So I know his overall is going to be bad and his overall is going to drop as the thing goes on. We still have him at 3 more years for $8.5 million, and his production will fall off. But as long as if he's leading the team, I don't care what his overall is. He's producing enough. Nikolai Ehlers here at 51 points, still 87 overall. Josh Morrissey at 51. We've gotten him going again. That's nice to see. Brock Besser at 42 and 60, minus 10. That's tough, man. That first line, I can't get them going. Cole Perfetti, Brock Besser, guys like that. Chaz Lucius with 38 and 60 is not bad at all. Kyle Connor, he's only played 40 games, though. I forgot he had that big injury. Yeah, I forgot. 40 games, 34 points. That's actually decent for Kyle Connor. That puts him on a 78-point pace for the regular season, roughly, so that's decent. Roman Josi also got injured, but he had 33 points in and he's a plus 12, 33 points in 46 games. That's incredible. Zach Werenski, I'm disappointed in Zach Werenski. Only 60 games played, but he has 28 points, minus 13 for Zach Werenski. That is pretty tough. Gabriel Velarde, plus 10, 25 points. Brad Lambert, minus 9. I'm also disappointed in Brad here. Philippe Danault is doing well on that fourth line. Logan O'Connor is doing meh, minus 5 is not great. Logan Hutsko, minus 5. Ville Heinola, minus 12 for Ville Heinola. So that line that's been so pretty decent for us the past couple of years. You know, these guys have been playing together since I think 3 years ago. So I mean, he was minus 3, but then he's plus 14, he was plus 19, and then he's minus 12. So I'm not sure what's going on with Ville Heinola. Jeff Carter's playing well for us as well. 10 points, 34 games played. Dmitry Kuzmin's playing fine as well as a defenseman. 9 points plus 3. Take that. Adam Beckman is doing fine. He's not hurting us too much. Only a minus 1. And Jonas Brodin plus 8, but only 7 points for us. And then Kenyazev is minus 6. So we need additions here for sure. And for these additions, we turn to the comments where we could not get Alex Texier, so all these guys are kind of secondary options here. But we first go to Fresh Brad, who says, "Thanks for another great video, and I appreciate the all-over commentary." You're very welcome, Fresh. I can do all-over commentary all day, so if you like it, then that's all that matters. He says, "I do think Trevor Moore and Sean Durzi would be perfect additions to this team. Also, Jacob Bernard-Docker would be a sneaky good add as well, but I definitely think DeBrusk needs to be added because he wants a cup. Tomasino could be good if you can't get more." So a couple of suggestions there from Fresh, looking at guys like Trevor Moore, Sean Durzi, maybe GBD if you can't get Sean Durzi. They're both right-handed defensemen, so that could work out well. And then possibly DeBrusk, kind of if the caps situation works out and things like that. So thank you very much, Fresh. I'll definitely be looking at those considerations, those additions as well. Then we turn to Alexander, who says, "Good luck with your exams." Thank you very much, Alex. I think they went as well as exams can go, right? He says, "Trevor Moore in LA or Domi in Philly are probably the best options and likely wouldn't cost a first or a top prospect." So again, another vote here for Trevor Moore in LA, which I love to see. And then he says, "Either trade should be easier than Texier as they're pending UFAs and there would be little to no need to retain." And then he gives a little package that we can send out. So Kniazev plus Beckman plus Ekman Larson plus 2 seconds for a guy like Trevor Moore or perhaps Max Domi. So when two people suggest the same thing, I definitely try to get their money's worth there and give them exactly what they're looking for. So with that being said, let me show you the trade that we're going to be making here. And also, I think I forgot to show the extensions last episode, but in fact, Trevor Moore does have an extension for $8.17 million for 4 years, but I'm thinking this can be kind of like he can be a rental for us and we can trade him at the draft or something like that to another team, just because I don't want to deal with that salary there, and I think another team would be happy to have him. I mean, he's a great player. He's 87 overall. He has 47 points this year in 63 games. How much time on ice is he playing? He's only playing like second line time. So give him first line time as an 87. He'll be close to point a game. So I think another team would be happy to have him. He also takes the puck away more than he gives it away. He hits a little bit, but not very much there. So I'm definitely going to be happy to add Trevor Moore to the lineup. And I think just at the draft, we'll just be like, yeah, that was the end of his contract with us. We'll just trade him away to somebody else. Say thank you for the memories. Hopefully we would have won a cup by then, and we can all move on with our lives, right? All right, boys, this is going to be the trade here. So we're going to trade away quite a bit, but it is worth it for a guy like Trevor Moore. So I did have to give away a first round pick and a 6th round pick. I'm not sure if 2 seconds would get it done, but looking at I'll show you guys our draft pick capital here. It's not a lot. We have a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, and a 5th in this year's draft. So 4 picks in this year's draft. And then next year, without that first, because we're going to be trading it away, we have a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. So 5 picks next year. And then the year after that, we have we had all 7 picks, but we're going to be trading away this 6th round pick here just to try to see if this will go through. So I kind of want to spread out how many picks we have next year. Or, in these years, I don't want to just have like no picks this year and then have like 7 next year. I'd rather have like 4 and 4 or a combination of something like that. So that's what our pick situation is looking like. A bit rough, I'm not going to lie, but we have to make additions, right? We have to take away draft picks to make additions to this team to try to win a cup. This is basically our last year. If this doesn't work at the draft, things might be getting blown up. Let's just put it that way. So Kniazev, or LA, what do you say? Kniazev, he's been here for a couple of years. Let's give everybody their dues here. Kniazev has been playing with us for the past 3 years. He's been a +6, a +7. This year he's a -6. He only has 7 points in 40 games. He's actually on pace for a career high by a long stretch. He only has 2 penalty minutes as well, so he's not playing horribly. It's more just the fact that he has the money. He's a money guy. He's making $2 million, and that can be better used to pick up 87 overall, making like 3.1 on this contract here for this year. So that would be super nice. We're also trading away Adam Beckman kind of for the money as well, but he also hasn't really been doing much for us. He's played all 60 games, but only playing 10 minutes. He's a -1. It's not really he wasn't really a great pickup, but he has a big body at least, so he could have helped us in the playoffs maybe. But that being said, he doesn't really hit either, so I'm not too worried about trading away Adam Beckman to the LA Kings. Hope you have a great rest of your career. We don't have big attachments to him. A first round selection kind of hurts, I'm not gonna lie. And then Justin Sardif was a guy picked up in free agency here. He had medium top 6 potential, but he just didn't pan out really. He's not growing at all, so we'll trade him to LA, see if he can work there for them, and then a 6th round pick just to throw that in. What do you say, LA? Would you do this, or is it too much retention? And they would do this. Wow, okay, so maybe I can try to get them to retain even more. See how much they're willing to retain. Can you retain 50%? That would be nice. And see if they would be willing to do this here. And they would. Okay, so we would just have to call up Ethan Del Mastro there to the NHL, and this can get through. So Trevor Moore, welcome to the team, buddy. Oh my goodness, what a blockbuster deal there for us. And I'll do these roster moves in a second here. But that is a huge deal for us, and that is just one of many, boys. So, boys, with that move, look at our top 6 now. Our top 6 is looking much better now. We have Trevor Moore, Cole Perfetti, Nikolai Ehlers, Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, Brock Besser. So a good top 6 in my opinion. The third line now looks even better because Chaz Lucius bumps down to that third line to help these guys out, and then the fourth line has been doing decently on their own. But if we come over here to the defense, we see that we have a glaring hole there on our third pairing defensively. So we definitely want to pick up a right-handed defenseman. We have one in the system who could come up as well. What's his name here? I think it's Stefan Lundmark or something like that. But for right now, I'll just throw Logan Hutsko in there just to hold the spot. But don't worry, we're not going to have a right winger playing right-handed defense by any means. Just throwing that in there for right now. Dmitry Kuzmin, he's been doing okay, so I'm not worried about putting him up there. Billy Hinola, we need to find somebody to play alongside him. And this is where a Sean Durzi would be massive for us. We get an 85 playing on that third line. Maybe we can bump him up like this. Kuzma can play with Hinola. And then this would be like Sean Durzi playing with Zach Werenski, or maybe Sean Durzi playing with, of the future Sean Durzi playing with Josh Morrissey, maybe even, if we could get that to work with that. I mean, he's not on the team, so we can't check chemistry or anything like that. But just to say, and our defense, remember, guys, is pretty beat up right now with Roman Josi out. So that's a big blow to us as well. Just something to keep in mind. So let me go shop around for, let me just best lines. Actually, no, I gotta edit these lines manually. Alright, boys, so let me shop around for a right-handed defenseman. We don't have much money. We have about $400,000 to spend. So let me go check Arizona and see what they're looking for Sean Durzi. Alright, boys, this is the next trade that we're going to make here. We're going to take Fresh's idea of getting Jacob Menard-Docker instead of Sean Durzi, simply because Sean Durzi, we just don't have value right now. Like, who are we going to trade away on this team? I don't want to trade many more picks, to be honest. We don't have a first in these next two seasons. I'm getting rid of many, depth draft picks. We don't have a 7th either in these two years. And if we look at our people with trade value here, it's Josh Morrissey not going anywhere, Kyle Connor, Zach Werenski, we talked about him moving maybe, but right now we're trying to make a playoff run, so I'm not going to trade Zach Werenski for Sean Durzi, right? That's a downgrade. Nikolai Ehlers not going anywhere. Roman Josi, no. Trevor Moore, we just picked up. Dylan Baker is not going anywhere unless we pick up a huge superstar. Jonas Brodin, no, because we want to make a playoff run. Cole Perfetti, no. Brock Besser, no. Brock Besser on a great contract, by the way. Mark Scheifele, no, he's our leading point man. Chaz Lucius, maybe Chaz Lucius is a guy who could go, but he's only making $1.1 million. And the biggest thing I come across is salary cap right now. So Chaz Lucius doesn't really move the needle that much anyway. Same thing with Brad Lambert. And then Elliot Patrick is a rookie guy, 19 years old, 75 overall. Gabriel Velarde may be somebody that we could move, but he definitely makes our middle 6 better, and without him, it's significantly worse. Billy Hinola, maybe, but then our defense our third pairing defensively is going to look worse than it did at the start of this video, so what are we going to do there? Phil Deno is definitely somebody that could go. $2.375 million he makes, so he makes a decent amount, but he is +3 on that fourth line, so I don't know. He brings 5-star defense, just somebody who I like to have on the penalty kill and stuff. So I'm not sure. Phil Dano definitely could be somebody. You could have an argument for him to leave for sure. Mats Dahl here, he's probably going to get playoff time. Maybe I'll sign him in the regular season, even if we start getting bad. And then these low elite guys, they don't have any. They don't have any salary, obviously. Logan O'Connor, also somebody that'd be willing to go, but only $1.4 million. It's not a lot. So again, not a guy that moves that needle. So we just have to go for these kind of lower salary type guys, which also is bit disappointing because I really wanted to get Jake DeBrusk on the team, but we picked up Trevor Moore instead, pretty much. So let's see if Ottawa will do this. I'm not sure if they will. I did have to retain some salary, you see there still, but Kai Koppinen is a guy we picked up in the 5th round of the 2024 draft. So he was drafted in year number 1 in the 4th round. He hasn't really grown at all. 62 overall, low top 4 potential. Hasn't really grown. He's playing for our Manitoba Moose right now. He only has 10 points. He's a -3. Like, he doesn't really do very much, and his potential isn't that high. But he does have a little bit of trade value, so we're going to try to trade him basically 1-for-1 for Jacob Bernard-Docker. Get a right-handed defenseman into this lineup finally. JBD 6 feet. He's got 86 defensive awareness, 87 shot blocking, 85 stick checking. Pretty much purely a defensive guy. I know it says he's a two-way forward there, but he's pretty defensive in his stats anyways. He hits, he blocks shots, so that's nice to see. And yeah, I think JBD could be a decent add to this team. He has 7 points. He's not a big point man, but he's only going to be playing third-line time for us anyways. Says he fits the second pair, so maybe he'll have some time up there. And all penalty kill lines, which is good to see. 85 speed, 85 acceleration, 3.5-star physical, 3.5-star skating. He's kind of just base everywhere. Decent shot power, but not really a big pickup. Just get a right-handed defenseman in here for the most part. So let's see what they say to this. Ottawa, what do you say? And they accept it. This is a really good deal for us here in Ottawa. So we are saying yes to this one. I hope you know what you're doing. Thank you very much to the Ottawa Senators. Kai Koppinen in the 7th. Go over there for Jacob Bernard-Docker. Just best lines in the AHL squad is just completely messed up, bro. All right, so Jacob Bernard-Docker is for some reason in the AHL. So if I cannot bring him up, I'm going to be livid right now. Can I bring him? Okay, I can't bring him up. Thank goodness. All right, because there have been times in the past where I've tried to do something like that, and the game has just decided that I don't have enough money, even though it lets me make the trade go through. So nice to see that I'm not sure if they fixed that, but at least we can bring him up. So let's take Logan Hutsko out for JBD. So Jacob Bernard-Docker gives us a +2 on the second line. That's great to see. He has the same line chemistry as Dmitry Kuzmin. So getting these guys on the same line, what would that'd be a +3. Wow, okay, so that's something to keep in mind. Not going to do it right now, obviously, but JBD gives us a right-handed shot in here that we can use. I think that might have to be it, boys, for this trade deadline here, because honestly, I don't have any more value to spend. You know, I would say, oh yeah, Jeff Carter can go, but he's making less than $1 million. Like, what can I get for that, right? So I think this might have to be that might have to be it. I'll consider Jake DeBrusk. I'll go look at him because I know he hasn't played a single game. He must be fuming over there. He wants to get a Stanley Cup. So let me see about Jake DeBrusk here. So Jake DeBrusk's value is not crazy or anything like that, but we just have nothing to give. And also we would have to give away salary. So the only person I could think that we could give up would be, well, like, we're not trading Morrissey, Connor, Yossi, Werenski, Brody, none of these guys for a guy like Jake DeBrusk. The only guy I could think would be like Gabriel Valeri, like 1-for-1 type deal. But we'd be over the salary cap, so they would have to retain. Like, I just don't think it's going to work here. Like, how much are they going to have to retain here? Like $1 million? Yeah, 1.1 is still not even good enough here. Yeah, this is not going to work, boys. They're not going to be wanting to retain the salary on a guy that they don't even have in the lineup, and the value is fairly even. I don't know. Gabriel Valeri is a guy we've had on the team for a while. He's done great in the playoffs. He's a +10 right now. We're trading it for a completely unknown entity. Yeah, I don't want to trade Valeri for DeBrusk. I just don't think it's going to work, so I think our moves at the deadline have been done. We have basically no salary. We have, we've made some big time moves. So picking up Trevor Moore is a huge addition. Let me go look at the contracts and do a quick look at the expiring deals here. So Josh Morrissey is a guy we wanted on this team for the foreseeable future, but he wants he wants a lot of money. So we're not going to do that. Same thing probably with Roman Yossi here. We're not going to sign him to 10 mil. Jonas Brodin is a guy that we were thinking about getting rid of, and kind of the same thing for Zach Werenski. But look at this. Jonas Brodin only wants middle six money here for like 2 years at 5.45. We could get him down to $5 million for 2 years. A $10 million deal for Jonas Brodin. That could be huge, boys. Let me know what you think about that. And then Gabriel Valeri, somebody we want to re-sign. Yeah, 3.5. We could do that for 3 years for sure. Maybe get him down to 3 mil or so. 3.15, something like that. Easy. But it's really this top 4 defensemen. Jonas Brodin, Zach Werenski, Roman Yossi and Josh Morrissey. Zach Werenski wants how much? He only actually wants 7.3 mil, 7.25 mil. We could do like a 3-year deal, 4-year deal, something like that. In like what's 85%? Hang on. So we could get him down for like 4 years, maybe yeah, like 4 years at like 6.2 mil. But I think we're gonna have to make a decision about our left-handed defenseman. Do we want Josh Morrissey with Zach Werenski, or do we want Josh Morrissey with Jonas Brodin? So do we want to spend an extra 2 mil on Zach Werenski, who's 1 overall higher, but he's younger, or do we want to save 2 mil and spend that on Jonas Brodin, who will take a bit of a discount here, only making like 5 mil for the next 2 years? I think that's the question that we have to ask in the offseason, but we're not in the offseason right now. We're going to have some money next year as well, so that's good to see. I mean, maybe not because Josh Morrissey's going to want a big contract, but either way, boys, I've rambled on for far too long. Let's simulate this Islanders game here. We're not going to go into the trade deadline. We don't have any trade value or any money, so we're just going to continue simulating. Actually, we do have to do one thing. We have to check out who... Oh my gosh, we have a big trade alert. Alexander Texier, are you kidding me? He went to the Dallas Stars, so the Stars get better, and we get to see Alex Texier even more. For a first... and Latinin, I think I was giving them 2 firsts. I don't know who this Latinin guy is, but I might have to check out Columbus. If that's a medium elite player, that could be huge. All right, so let's check out Columbus and Dallas now. Latinin, wow. And then another one here as Alex Barabanov goes to the New York Rangers for a first-round pick and a guy called Reed, a prospect there probably. So let me go check out Columbus. I can look at their contracts, I guess. Latinin is who I'm looking for. So let me look at Columbus's team and see who they just traded to be on their roster here. Latinin, he must be a prospect. No, yeah, he is a medium top 4 prospect. Wow, a defenseman medium top 4. He was drafted in the first round, 20th overall by the Florida Panthers 2 years ago. That is crazy. We were giving them a way better deal. But Texier, he does not go to our team. He's instead going to go to the Dallas Stars. And Dallas is going to look like a crazy team now. They have Robertson, they have Hintz, they have Trigg, they have Texier with Fabry and Burakovsky. I mean, their team is looking good. Barrett Hayton. It's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be, but they definitely do have a great team here. Tyler Seguin still here at 82 overall. So that is very unfortunate. I'm not going to lie, boys. But let me check the rest of the league, what went down here at trade deadline day, player picks and trading, so we can just see some small things. So our former captain, Adam Lowry, now in the New York Islanders organization there for a 5th and a 3rd. Boston picks up Ryan Lindgren from Toronto for like a 2nd and a 3rd, and Simone Benoit as well. Rasmus Sandin goes from Washington to Carolina, trading within the division. We saw that Alex Barabanov goes to the New York Rangers. Yaroslav Askarov, wow. Vegas pick up a goaltender. Yaroslav Askarov, a young medium elite goaltender. For Nashville picks up a 2nd, a prospect, and a 5th. I feel like I'm getting fleeced hard here. I had to give up a 1st-round pick for Trevor Moore, and Yaroslav Askarov goes for a 2nd and some random prospects. That's crazy. Joel Farabee and a 5th go to Detroit for a 2nd and Valeri Semyonov. All right. Eli Tolvanen to Calgary. Seattle picks up a 2nd. And Nazem Kadri. Wow. So Eli Tolvanen nets Seattle a 2nd and Nazem Kadri. Obviously, Kadri's a bit older now, but still. We see that Texier deal there. Pittsburgh pick up Sharon Govich, a 3rd and a 4th for 2 seconds. Okay, kind of a weird trade there. Eric Brandstrom goes to Vancouver and Faxa. Okay, for a 1st. Oh my goodness. I guess at first, yeah, I guess that was there. Ottawa pick up Owen Tippett and a 3rd and Anaheim gets a 2nd and a 4th. All right. I guess that makes sense, but Owen Tippett seems pretty good for that. Tyler Toffoli goes to the New York Islanders. This has been a big trade deadline, boys. Tyler Toffoli goes to the New York Islanders for 2 prospects. A 1st and Ted McNeely for Connor McMichael and Matt Roy. That sounds crazy. A 1st and Andy Lane for Dante Fabro and Samuel Fagemo get a 1st-round pick. That's crazy. Another 1st-round pick for Mikey Anderson and Connor Timmins. Dude, what is going on? I mean, Mikey Anderson's not bad, and then there's our trades here. Mikey Anderson's not bad, but that's a crazy deal right there. What the heck? So we pick up Trevor Moore. We also pick up Jacob Bernard Docker. Ottawa picks up Henrik Hedstrom and Luca Cognoni for Eric Brandstrom, and then they flip Eric Brandstrom. Wow, that's smart GMing there. And then Columbus, they trade Rathbone a fourth and a seventh for a third and a fourth. That sounds like a horrible deal. All right, a lot of trades this trade deadline. The league looks completely different. The West got way better, I feel like. Vegas get Askarov. Who else? Tolvanen goes to Calgary. Dallas picks up Texier. I mean, a lot of deals going down here for sure. But either way, boys, we're going to see the New York Islanders in our first game of this video. I'm like, how many minutes in? I'm like half an hour in, and we're going to see our first game. I know I'm going to simulate a bit faster here for sure, but let's get this show on the road. Connor Hellebuck between the pipes, hopefully. A new roster out there. Trevor Moore on that second line. Let's see what we can do. First period, 2-0 Islanders. And Tyler Toffoli in his new home, of course, in the island there. He's going to score alongside of Bo Horvat. Second period now, boys, come on, let's do this. Second period, 3-1, all right. Nikolai Ehlers scores a power play goal. Matthew Barzal, though, scores on Connor Hellebuck. Third period is now underway. Can we get anything going here? Power play chances go nowhere. Not liking what I'm seeing here because we do this type of simulation in the playoffs, and we are getting smoked by the Islanders. I mean, of course, the Islanders are in the East. We would only see them in the Stanley Cup Finals, but it's not great to see a performance like this where we have 37 shots, only 1 goal, and on the other side of things, they have 30 shots and 4 goals. So, not liking that performance from our boys whatsoever. And on top of that, we are on a big-time losing streak, so I really need to see some better numbers out of these guys. Morrissey and Brodin were -3. Perfetti, Moore was a -2 in his debut. Dano, I mean, everybody was kind of minus. All right, not a great start. Jacob Bernard-Docker was also out there for the first time in his Jets season. Noel Gunler, hang on, let's take a look at this. I mean, I don't have any salary cap though, so yeah, I can't take him. But he does look like a pretty decent player. Low top 9, sniper, yeah, he's fine, but I can't take him because I don't have any salary cap. All right, let's do some calendar sim. I'm only going to simulate a couple of games here because we need to start winning some games ASAP. Like right now, we need to start winning. So let's see, can we give these teams some time to gel? And we lost, but then we won. Okay, after a win, let's continue to simulate. That's another 5-1 win. Okay, so a 2-1 win, a 5-1 win. We just had to give this team some time to gel. The LA Kings, that's a 6-1 win. All right, let's go a week now. I'm feeling better about this team here. That's another win. Let's go. Okay, we're on a big time winning streak here. Are the Winnipeg Jets, and when you guys know my feeling, when we're on a winning streak, let's just keep that momentum rolling. Roman Yossi's fully healed now, but as I just said, we're on a winning streak. We're just going to keep simulating, but I'll pause until we lose a game here. This is great. This is exactly what we needed, and Brock Besser's been injured. Oh, okay, with Brock Besser out, that means Trevor Moore will come up to the top line. We'll get a plus. We'll keep the +5 up there, and then Chaz Lucius, I guess, will come play second line time, or should it be Gabriel Velarde? Let's try Velarde up there because when Chaz Lucius was there, this line was incredibly minus. I mean, they're still -18. Good lord. Trevor Moore with us. What is he? He's been a -4 with us, only 4 points. So yeah, we'll split him up from those guys. They weren't doing great. And then we'll get Logan Hutsko in here, but we will swap him with Logan O'Connor. I will go do the power plays and stuff now. And let's get Trevor Moore here on this power play. So there's Moore on that power play. All right, boys, so all those lines are taken care of now. That's another 5-1 win over Nashville. Let's keep it rolling here against Detroit now. Can we get another one? Or will we? Oh my gosh, now Josh Morrissey's been injured. This is just a catastrophic end of the season here. Everybody's getting injured. Nobody's playing on the lines that they should be. I mean, we haven't had a healthy season or healthy team all season, it feels like. So we'll have to throw Roman Josi back in there now. Josi hasn't played top line, I don't think, pretty much all year. What's Jacob Bernard-Docker been doing for us? 1 point, +12 for Jacob Bernard-Docker playing with Zach Werenski. That's crazy. Love to see it. Good stuff, JBD. Keep that up. -3 for Dmitry Kuzmin and Ville Heinola -14. Okay, so this third line's not doing great, but this second unit is killing it for us. I love that. And Jonas Brodin +9. Okay, so he's still doing well. Oh, yeah, of course. I say edit in all lines, and it doesn't edit in all lines. Love that. All right. All right, boys. So there we go, and that's a 3-1 loss against Detroit. So let's just take a look back and marvel at what we just did there, because that was crazy. So we started our winning streak here against the New York Rangers. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game winning streak for the Winnipeg Jets before losing to the Detroit Red Wings. But that's after we have our 87 overall first line right winger get injured in Brock Besser, and then our first defensive pairing, our best defenseman, Josh Morrissey, get injured as well. So we had two major injuries before we lost that game. And now, I mean, we haven't clinched yet, but we have definitely, look at that. At the start of this video, we were like 2 points away from the wild card. Now we're like 9 points away, or no, 8 points away from the lowest wild card. So we definitely grew a massive gap there between ourselves and I think it was the Avalanche in that spot, but now they're also winning. But here we go, back on a winning streak though, 2 in a row. Multiple players are eligible to be dressed. Okay, so let me edit these lines then. Oh my goodness, so much managing for me in this one. And Trevor Moore's a -7 on the team. Has 8 points in 16 games, which is good, but he's been -7. He has not been doing great defensively for us. This second line, on the other hand, they were +1 with Gabriel Velarde on their line. I remember Cole Perfetti was -18, something completely unacceptable, but that's what he was. Who is coming out? Logan Hutsko is coming out, right? Yeah, he's coming out for... Do we have... Brock Besser's fully back. Okay, good. Besser is fully back, which means Trevor Moore will come down. We will also play like this and then like this. I will put these guys back together because Trevor Moore has not really been clicking on any line. Do we drop him to the third line? Play with Brad Lambert and Chaz Lucius? Maybe. We could try it out. We could definitely try it out. So Trevor Moore -3. I'll just remember that. -3. And then we'll see what he does. It looks like this week on the third line. So let's do this. And let me just stop the sim. And Josh Morrissey's fully healed now. Okay, let me go back. All right, boys, and I'm not sure what to do here with the defense because Brodin and Morrissey were playing well together. I guess I'll maybe switch this up like this. I guess we'll go with Roman Josi and Josh Morrissey. Brodin will play third line time on his natural side because this second line has been so good. I don't want to mix them up. Like Jacob Bernard-Docker is like a plus 17 with us in 17 games. I don't want to switch that up, bro. I do not want to move this line whatsoever. So we'll keep them together. But I do want Roman Josi playing more minutes. He's playing 23 minutes. He could be playing like 26 minutes if he wanted to. So definitely want that to be a thing. Over here, Josh Morrissey will get in the first line. Power play time as the offensive defenseman. And then power play line 2, we will have, I think I had Cole Perfetti here. I think I had Chaz Lucius taking the draw, and I had Phil Danault switched with Roman Josi. We get a 2-unit defensive pairing down here, and more X factors as well. So gives it a 0 there. Yeah, I think that was what I was doing. All right, boys, and these are what the lines are going to be looking like here. Shifley +17, +2 for Kyle Connor, -1 for Brock Besser. But again, we've had all these lines switched up because everybody's been injured and things like that. The main guy I want to keep an eye on, is Trevor Moore, who's a -3 right now. And then Roman Josi at +8 and Josh Morrissey at +10. I want to make sure that those guys are clicking. So -3, +8, +10. Let's stop the sim here. We've got a 4-1 win over the Seattle Kraken. Let's go 2 games at a time here. And when is our last home game? Okay, so the last game of the season up against the LA Kings. So let's see what we can do. That's a 7-3 win followed by a 3-2 win. So I'm liking where we are at right now. We have clinched. I think that's clinched our division or clinched the conference maybe. Looks like we've clinched the conference, actually, so that's nice to see. Then Minnesota and Vancouver here, back-to-back nights. Mark Friedman is on the block. Mark Friedman, a guy that I don't mind, actually. Defensive defenseman, he's on a 2-way contract, 8.15, $815,000, I mean. Only played 32 games, -1. Yeah, he's meh. He's only 5'11" as well. I'd rather have bigger bodies down there. Let's decline that for now. OT loss followed by 6-5 win. We've clinched our conference, I'm pretty sure. But we don't get the President's Trophy, but we're in the race for sure. I think we are second. I don't think we can win it. Yeah, the Hurricanes, they're going to win that this year. But our last game of the season, let's take a look and go in and watch it. LA versus Winnipeg. LA is bad, but Trevor Moore playing his old team. in the last game of the season. Let's see if he can't get on the board here. I know he's playing third line time, but still, let's see if he can do his thing. First period. What a third period. And it looks like Trevor Moore might have had a big influence on this. So Kaliev starts us off 46 seconds into the game. And then 12 seconds later, Perfetti scores. And then there's nothing for 10 minutes. Good Lord. Okay, that's funny. Before Chaz Lucius scores 2 goals in like, I don't know, 33 seconds or something like that. That's insane. And those could have both been assisted by Trevor Moore, which would be so cool. Then a minute later, Nikolai Ehlers scores to give us the 3-1 lead. Beckman, of course, gets a goal on us, the former Winnipeg Jets, to get us close to 3-2. Is this all the points? Oh yeah, this is a 4-1 lead, by the way, not a 3-1. I'm going crazy. Then 4-2 as Adam Beckman scores, and then Mark Scheifele with 8 seconds left decides to pot one for himself. All right, interesting game so far. Let's go on to the second period now. Second period, 7-2. Love it. Chaz Lucius gets his natural hat trick. Perfetti also gets 2. Jack Campbell's in the net now. Was he in the net as well in the first? Nope. Samsonov started this game. Then Jack Campbell. Leafs fans, tell me how you feel about that. Sorry. 2 Leafs goalies there. That's funny. This has been a wild ride. Oh my gosh, 5-on-3, gonna go nowhere. And watch him now. Jack Campbell's gonna shut the door as soon as I called out all the Leafs fans, huh? Nope. Mark Scheifele's gonna score shorthanded on Soup out there. Power play now goes nowhere for us. 5 minutes left. 4, 3, 2, and the Winnipeg Jets end off this season with a huge 8-2 win against the Los Angeles Kings. 3 stars of the night are Chaz Lucius. Cole Perfetti had a 5-point night. Mark Scheifele had 2 goals. Chaz Lucius with that hat trick. All these guys hitting as well. Let me check out Trevor Moore's stats in this one. Did he show up for his home team or his former team here? He had 2 assists in only 17 minutes. He was a +2. I mean, look at how many guys we had that had multiple point nights. Mark Scheifele, Trevor Moore, Gabriel Velarde, Zach Werenski, Chaz Lucius, Nikolai Ehlers, Cole Perfetti, all with multi-point nights. JBD on the board, Josh Morrissey on the board, Ville Heinola, Kyle Connor. There were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people who didn't get a point. Wow. What a win for us. Oh my gosh. You'd love to see that. And that's a great way to end it. We are going into the playoffs on a high after we dominate the last 22 games. Arizona fired their head coach. Has everybody played 82? And we just missed out on the 50 win mark, but only by a little. Oh my gosh, look at the Metro. To get into the Metro, you needed to have 100 points on the season. We would have been in there, but only just. We would have been the 3rd best team in the Metro. That is insane. Oh my gosh. Okay. So in our last 22 games, we went, 0-1, 0-2. Hang on, I'll just do this by myself and then I'll tell you guys. We went 17-4-1 in our last 22 games. That is an insane pace, boys. And now that the season's over, let's take a look at the team stats, the individual stats, and then we will find out who we play. So we won our conference, we won our division because of that, obviously. 49, 23, and 10, a great season for us. I think we've had a 50-win season before, so it's not our best season of all time, but it's definitely a great season. 3.44 goals for per game. Not the highest in our division, but still, we the second highest, and a 3.44 is more than enough to win games with. Goals against 2.99, so that definitely came down. I think it was above 3 at one point in the season, but we are also not the best team in the NHL defensively as we have been in the past. Power play at 20%, that's big for us because usually our power play is down there with the Arizona Coyotes at like 11%. So I'd love to see that at 20%. And penalty kill at 83%. So our special teams are clicking this year. I love that. 7-2-1 on our last 10. We were road warriors going 28-10-3 on the road. 21-13-7 at home is not bad either, but 28-10 on the road, that is insane. Looking at the entire league now, let's look at the Metro domination here. It's Carolina, the New York Islanders, and then us. We are the 3rd best team in the NHL. The Islanders, man, they only score 3.17 goals for per game, but they have 2.57 goals against. So Sorokin is getting it done for them, despite what he's doing in the playoffs right now. If you would know, you know. Last night's game was not pretty for him. Carolina, though, the President's Trophy winners because they do have those more regulation plus overtime wins. Actually, is it just regulation wins? I thought it was regulation wins as a tiebreaker now, but What the heck do I know? Then we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. Vancouver wins their division. Montreal, New York Rangers, Boston. So there are only two. Wait, actually, hang on. Wow. There are only two Western Conference teams in the top 10 of the entire league, and it's us and Vancouver. That's crazy. Eastern Conference domination in this universe. That is nuts, man. Look at this. The 13th place Buffalo Sabres don't get in because of these new rules. I feel so bad for them because Buffalo's on a big drought anyways. Oh man, so the one year they're good, they suck, or they get destroyed by the system there. Pittsburgh also doesn't get in, being 16th best in the league. That's insane. And then the 18th best Dallas Stars get into the playoffs. So tough scenes for them. Arizona's going to get the first overall selection again, then LA, Nashville, San Jose. So we saved Roman Josi from this. And Roman Josi would have been stuck on this team. Yeah, maybe they'd be a couple spots higher, but I mean, that's a good trade for us. And also LA, we saved Trevor Moore as well. So we made two good trades that made sense. And that's what I care about most in this, is to keep it somewhat realistic. Both of these teams got prospects and picks from us. So I love those trades that we made for sure. Looking at the individual stats now, Mark Scheifele no longer has the gold X factor. That's a problem, but he's also leading the team in points with 77. He had a 35 goal season, 42 assists for 77 points. He's leading my team with 77 points. I'm not complaining about his age or his overall at all, boys. I know it's going to look bad at an 84 overall, but he has 77 points. More than okay with that. Nikolai Ehlers is next up, 32 years old, 73 points in 82 games. Not a bad season, but not fantastic either. Josh Morrissey, I think he turned it up big time here in this later half of the season. 69 points in 78 games. Great from him, plus 12 as well. I think he dropped one. No, he went up by two. Yeah, I think it was plus 10, right? Cole Perfetti here, he had a decent season, 62 points though. Cole Perfetti just not becoming that superstar that we wanted him to. I don't know what to say. In the first season, 54. Next year, 63. Year after that, 65. He was making some progress, but then he goes down to 55 points. Now he's a minus 10 with 62 points. I don't know, boys. I don't know about Cole Perfetti. Maybe I have to get a sniper on his line because he doesn't really shoot that. I mean, he shoots 2 shots a game roughly. I don't know. His highest goal season is only 23, so maybe I have to get a sniper with him. I'm not entirely sure. Brock Besser was 61, though. That's a big improvement from him, I believe. Hang on, I did the wrong thing. My hands are all over the place. Brock Besser, 61. Okay, it's similar to his first year here with us, but he was plus 22 that year, so it's actually a bit worse, but still. Decent season. Trevor Moore with us, what did he do with us? He was a minus 6, but he had 14 points in 22 games. I like to see that on that third line as well. He was a plus 2, so keep that in mind. Chaz Lucius with 59 and 82. Chaz Lucius, that is a career year by far for us. Thank you very much, Chaz. Playing third line and second line time. Also, Trevor Moore played 85 games, so that's kind of cool. Kyle Connor had 58 points in 62 games. That puts him on pace for about 75, 78, something like that, points in the season. So it's a decent season out of him, 25 points, but a big injury, so we can't really look at it too much. Zach Werenski, wow. I was complaining about his production, but then he goes out and he goes 54 points in 82 games, plus 3. Playing with Jacob Bernard-Docker was huge for him. Gabriel Velarde gives us 43 and 77, good for a third liner. Roman Josi, only 35 points, but remember, he only played 55 games, so he was injured not most of the season, but for about half the season here. Brad Lambert, 32, is a bit low for Brad. I'd like to see him a bit higher there, but it's a career year, actually, so I guess I can't complain too much about it. Phil Danault did good as a fourth liner. Same thing with Logan O'Connor. Same thing with Jeff Carter. Logan Hutsko was a bit disappointing, but only 55 games played. Jonas Verdin, 16 plus 7. He's there for his plus minus, and he did that. Ville Heinola, pretty disappointing, though. 15 points. Minus 14 is disgusting. But JBD, what a pickup. And I've got to shout out my boy Fresh here. He said, oh, he could be a sneaky good ad. And I was like, yeah, he's probably a nothing player. What the heck do I know? Plus 21 in 22 games. He's almost a plus every single game. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Fresh, shout out to you for doing those extras, spending those extra hours in the minors, looking at JBD playing university hockey, being like, this guy's got something. And you know what? You were absolutely right, my friend. What a season from Jacob Bernard-Docker. And shout out to Fresh for getting me on that train. Good Lord. So those are the boys. Oh, what the heck am I doing? We got to go through the entire league. We got to go through the goalies as well. What the heck am I doing here, bro? So our goalies, Hellebuck goes 33, 18, and 8 with a 905 save percentage, 3.10 goals against average. Not a fantastic year out of Connor Hellebuck. Jet Greaves, on the other hand, 16, 7, and 2 with 916, 2.73. Jet Greaves had a better season than Connor Hellebuck, which is very frightening because Hellebuck's down to an 86. He's still 34. He still has, 4 more years left on his deal. So that's kind of scary. But either way, I'm happy to see that Jet Greaves played well for us. In the entire league now, oh my gosh, Kucherov 119 points, blowing out everybody. Kaprizov 104, Matthews 103, Adam Fox with a 103 as well as a defenseman. That's insane. Braden Point, Mikko Rantanen, Sebastian, a lot of 100-point guys here. McDavid only with 100. Alexei Lafreniere as an 88 overall gets 101 points. Svechnikov 100, Elise Pettersson with 100, Nick Suzuki with a 98 is the first guy off that list. Looking at goals now, Kucherov's going to win that Maurice Richard. And the defenseman, it's going to be obviously Adam Fox, as it will. Cam Makar second, Shea Theodore, Quinn Hughes, Brendan Montour, Victor Hedman, Charlie McAvoy, and then Josh Morrissey. So Morrissey's like the 7th or 8th best guy down in defensively. Look at goalies now. Who will win that Vezina? It's Ilya Sorokin. Of course it is. 922, 2.57. Those are some real life numbers, and that's hard to put up in EA land. Congratulations on your Vezina trophy, my friend. Now going to the rookie skaters, it looks like Gavin McKenna for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He was drafted 4th overall playmaker, is going to win that rookie trophy. So Toronto is going to be a team. Oh man, they're going to be a great team. Jaden Allman, I remember they drafted this guy 1st overall. Yeah, St. Louis did. And I knew that he was going to be a problem for us as well. All right, so those are the rookies. Gavin McKenna is going to get that Calder trophy there. All right, now that we've looked around the league, it is time to find out who we are going to play in these playoffs, boys. So let's simulate till everybody has simulated their 82 games, and now the regular season is over. Let's stop the simulation and find out who we play, and it's going to be the Dallas Stars. We have played them in the past. I believe we lost in the Western Conference Finals to them a couple of years ago, so there's no love lost between these two teams. Let's take a look at their lines real quick just to refamiliarize ourselves with them and see what they're looking like. So obviously Jason Robertson, Roope Hintz, and Carl Trigg. This guy, 7th overall pick in 2025. He grew to be something great. Roope Hintz and Jason Robertson as well, a great first line. Second line, they are the ones who picked up Alexander Texier at the draft. Or sorry, excuse me, not at the draft, the trade deadline. So a bit of a grudge match here between us and them because we were also vying for his rights. Then they have Robbie Fabry and Andrei Burakovsky. On that third line, Joe Pavelski, 43-year-old Joe Pavelski. Oh my gosh, what did he do for them in the regular season? 64 points in 82 games, still getting it done, only playing 13 minutes a night. That's insane. With Barrett Hayton and Logan Stankoven, who is having a great, well, not currently, but who did have a nice end to his regular season in the real world. Then they have Mason Marchman with Boone Jenner, former Winnipeg Jet, and Alexei Heponiemi. I forgot Boone Jenner was on this roster. Defense now, Miro Heiskanen with Nils Lundqvist. They also have Oliver Shillington with Alexander Carrier, and then Thomas Harley with Olimata Harley, who really broke out this year in the real world. But yeah, they have a great team, a great top 6 with good depth in Pavelski, Barrett Hayton, and Logan Stankoven, and then a good 4th line as well. This is not a team that we can overlook. On the deep pairing, they look great as well, with Miro Heiskanen going to be eating up like 30 minutes. And then in goal, they have Jake Ottinger, of course. Ottinger, what did he do in the regular season for them? He had a 913 and 2.95 goals against average, so a fantastic goalie. And let's hope that we can get through to him, because in the playoffs, Ottinger, he's either amazing like he was against Calgary like a couple of years ago, 2-3 years ago, or he's not so great like in Game 1 against Vegas this year. But either way, boys, that is going to do it for this episode. So again, just reiterating, now that my exams are done and I'm on summer vacation, kind of, episode's going to be coming out Saturdays and Tuesdays for GM mode, and then Thursdays are going to be a playthrough of my choice. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you guys can expect uploads from me. I hope you guys have a great summer and a great rest of your day. If you're working, work away. If you're in school, enjoy the time off, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.